I have the best place for mini taquito tacos or whatever you want to call them.
You have the best place?
I have the best place. The best place.
What?
Did you say Jack in the Box?
Yeah, I did.
That's awful.
For mini tacos?
Yeah.
No. I like their 2 for $1 tacos, though.
Isn't it the same thing?
No, they have like mini tacos, too, that are like, they come in a box.
Oh,
Yeah.
a Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it just like those other tacos, but
Kind
smaller?
of, but the
They're
other
just,
ones are
well,
greasier.
Yeah, they
and
hold more meat.
Whatever the
or paste.
the meat substances.
The meat substance.
It's a meat paste.
It's not bad.
It's a meat paste for
Yeah.
sure.
And they have the best taco sauce. So.
No, they a really good taco sauce, but it's nothing like that. I'm telling you right now, I have I took some people from work, and they'd never had it before. Now, in love with it. They can't. They're like, nope. We can only go to one place. There.
Do you want
is.
to plug what this place is, or just leave them hanging?
Man,
Do you know the name of it?
It's in Pasadena, Texas. The name of the place is El Ranchito.
Tell them Jan sent you.
No, dude, you can tell them whatever you want. They don't know me. They know I eat there. They see that, but it's delicious. I mean, the number 37. Just saying, change your life.
The number 37. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what it is. Number 37.
You know it's good when they got that many different options on the menu.
Oh, that's
Right.
like second page. There's other pages.
I'm sure.
So-
I have the number 433.
Right? And they're like, no. And you know what? Here's the deal. They're so quick. Food's out hot, ready. I mean, and it tastes fire. And it's not a hole in the wall place because people know about it, but I think that a lot of people pass it up sometimes, and they're like, "Nah, I don't want to eat there. It looks, maybe a little too more authentic." And it's authentic Mexican food or whatever else, not Tex-Mex. So it's like this is Mexican food, and it is delightful.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Hey, James, you want to go ahead and start us off, and we can get right into
The Grabbing a Brisket
our show,
the program that we're going to do?
Let's do it, yeah. Do you want to count me in? I need like about 4 bars or so.
Yeah. 5, 4,
Or however that
3.
music stuff works.
There you go.
And this is Grabbing the Brisket. No.
We didn't do the 2 and the 1. You're not supposed
You
to
didn't.
say it out loud. You just do it with that one with your
Can't
fingers.
work with these amateurs.
Yeah.
No, hey, Grabbing the Brisket, guys. Hey, thanks for tuning into the podcast. We definitely do appreciate it.
appreciate you
Appreciate
being you. I mean, I know we have a lot of stuff we can get into and whatever else. And like I said, we were just talking about a little bit of the great hole-in-the-wall Mexican places that we all have, right? We all drive through Texas. We find the hole-in-the-walls. El Ranchito was mine. But the question is, do y'all have a hole-in-the-wall place you want to share?
Taco Bell?
Yeah, I don't really have
You're
one.
out. You're out, John.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm out.
You're 15 minutes. It's like penalty right now. You're in penalty box, bro.
Yeah, I don't really have one.
No?
No. I mean, I love Mexican food, but I just don't enjoy Mexican food like you guys. And
You know,
other than that, then going to other hole-in-the-walls, and maybe like burger joints, hole-in-the-wall burger joints. I mean,
You have a hole-in-the-wall place you
Nah.
go to. I don't care if it's Mexican or not.
No, James is a play it safe guy, I think.
Yeah. Do you have a hole-in-the-wall place that you're like, this is the place? This is where if you want the best one of these, this is where you come and get it at?
no.
Damn, y'all got to live a little bit, guys. Y'all got to get out of here a little bit. You know what
I mean, well, other than Mexican food, take that away.
Yep.
Do you have a hole-in-the-wall?
For
Anything.
I don't know.
you see the kind of-
There's a burger place in League City. It's or not League City. Maybe it's Webster area.
Doesn't matter. No one knows where you're talking
Stomps. Stomps. They got some legit. Is it Stomp Burger? Is that there? It's not called Stomp. Stomp Burger's in Clear Lake. But it's somebody off of them or off of whatever the original Tookies. Dude, they got some good fucking
Well, let's
burgers
just
over there.
leave it up to the people listening. Let's leave it up to the fans. Hey, if you have a hole-in-wall, reach out to us via our multitudes of social media outlets that we have. Let us know what your favorite hole-in-wall is, and if they got like a social media, add us with it. So we'd love to check it out.
Absolutely. Or you can reach us through our website, grabthebrisket.com. There's a little spot there where you can just type in whatever you want. It comes right to us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who thought of that?
I don't know.
Man, technology, man.
It's
these
the
days.
internet, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
okay. Matt, before we clear this off, do you have a place you want to share?
A hole in the wall?
Yeah.
I don't know if it counts. Do you know about Fusion Wrap and Roll?
No.
It's over by Colon. I mean, I'd call it like a little hole in the wall, but it's like it's really weird.
Okay.
It's got like Asian and Mexican and American all like cuisine. So
It's like a Golden Corral.
It's
Yeah, it's a sizzler.
okay.
I've
But
been
you
to one
get
of
like
these.
like you get it like one of those Japanese bento boxes.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's got like French fries,
Yeah.
egg rolls,
Okay.
and then like
Damn, I'm
a
hungry.
huge ass
Does sound
burrito
good.
with like egg and pork and rice in it and everything. And it was like $8 for that whole bento box, and the burrito's like huge enough to be like 2 meals.
This sounds, they're doing the right thing. We're just going to serve the good shit from each kind of food.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now talking about that just made me want to go back there and get some.
I know.
Yeah, me too. James, you had an idea for a reality show you were talking about.
No, I mean, I had an intro planned, and I think it was going to be like Emmy award winning.
Yeah. Well, share it.
So this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to fade in to our Grabbing the Brisket intro, produced and written by James Moore. And that's going to come to you in the next 4 seconds.
Yeah, that's pressure right there.
It is pressure.
You ready?
No, I was, reality series are like huge right now.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody has their own reality series, and everybody's coming up with their own ideas. And I just had a couple, kind of just spitballing off the top of my head, like maybe if there's a network executive or some type of producer with the Food Network, or maybe possibly the Travel Channel, or maybe MTV, or whoever's producing these types of entertainment. But I did have one idea. One of them was, okay, so hear me out. You're rolling around in the grocery store.
Yeah.
You pick up a brisket. You turn the brisket, I don't know if it's upside down or maybe just fat cap up.
Right.
Point up.
Yeah.
Are we going with like an upside down pineapple theme here?
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Yeah. And it's kind of it signifies that you want to swap grills with somebody.
Girls?
Grills.
Oh, grills.
Grills.
Oh, I thought he said girls.
Oh, can you imagine guys that are sitting there? It's like, is that the point I see?
Right. Have you seen that guy's grill?
Hey, is that you have a point? You like to swap for a little bit? Look at that.
Hey, what are you cooking on? Never mind. Let me turn my brisket back
That's
over.
kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of
Check out the fat
First I was
cap
like,
on that guy.
do you get to see the grill first?
You have to. They
I don't
saw
know.
in pictures.
I don't know.
You can't just go blind.
Well,
Yeah.
there are parties like that.
Maybe you don't do that at the grocery store. Maybe you do that
They-
at a cook-off
they
or
got-
something.
They got them.
turn
I
the
don't,
brisket
I
over.
don't know what you guys are talking
They
about.
got them
here.
key parties.
Yeah.
You drop your key and go to the room. Whoever comes back and gets that key goes to the same. You know what I mean?
I know, but we go to different parties.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've been to one
It's
of those.
like everybody brings their tongs and just like throws their tongs into one just big giant like
Right.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move along.
Hey, so there was a couple of them. What was your other one? you
Next
had?
one was so what about an MTV Pimp My Grills?
Pimp My Grills.
Yeah. I mean, you remember the whole
Yeah, it was-
MTV.
Like-
Yeah, dude,
like
that's
Pimp
like
My
that's
Car.
got like such a bad rap right now. Like in that whole like
Oh, wait,
docu-series that
does it?
came out about
How bad they treated those cars.
how
Like they were shit.
The cars never could really do what they wanted
Right.
them
They
to
wouldn't
do.
run afterwards.
And you're right. By the way, we swapped out your 20-gallon gas tank for one that's 3 gallons.
Anybody
That was-
touches our smoker
but that was
over
to
there.
make room for the fish tank. Right? You know
Or
what I
the
mean?
like 5-gallon nacho cheese dispenser
Yeah.
that
Yes.
is non-refillable, and
Right.
it's just gonna sit there and
And
hold.
it's engine hot the whole time. Like it scalded people. I will tell you this. It was 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah.
It's not.
I was more along the lines as like instead of exhibit, maybe we just get Guy Fieri, and he just rolls around to.
He's got the same.
But he has that crisp. But he's saying he just rolls around and just updates your grill with a it's got a plasma
Right.
torch and right. So,
Now it's got a flat top.
right there it is.
Flavor Town.
And he's like, and like it sparkles, ding. I don't know. I just seems kind of like.
Hey, this is why it's spitballing, round table discussion.
Okay, what about this?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like Naked and Afraid meets barbecue.
Oh,
so
God.
you're living on this island,
No.
right? You're barely clothed. And here's the deal: you got to cut down. You got to find your own wood. We have wood there; it's already seasoned. Whatever, right? They got to find it, right? But here's the deal: while they're doing all these crazy obstacles, they have to be going back over there and still cooking. This brisket. Everybody's getting burnt. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea.
Oh my god! Did we
Right?
start drinking too early before this one? What is happening right now? This is
I've been
off the
drinking.
rails.
I've been drinking these
Baby beers?
These Miller Lights, these 7 ounces, baby.
Yeah.
Like
Hey.
little ponies.
They look like a little pony beer. Listen, we'll post a picture. Miller Lite came out with this 7 ounce.
Hold that thing up. I'm going to take a picture
There it
of
is.
Jan right now, and if you head over our social media, you'll see this thing.
Yep.
This is absolutely ridiculous. It's making your hand look huge. I get it.
My hand is huge.
Oh,
I got big hands like
Yeah,
this.
oh,
It's
okay.
how
Andre
just-
to the giant.
Yep.
yeah.
Make sure you do hashtag chode whenever you post that.
Chode.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Hashtag moron.
Anyways, drinking these little 7 ounce beers, and they're delightful. I feel like I'm having a complete beer.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the festivities over the past weekend. I mean, it was
We
the
had
4th of July.
4th of
We had the
July.
4th.
Real quick, can I just say sorry
Yeah.
we missed a week here? We did have a couple people reach out, like, where the hell was last week's episode?
Yeah.
And-
Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, there's a few people that were like, what the hell, guys? Slackers. And it always comes back to John's a slacker. But I was sick. And multiple people in my family. Jan had some people sick. And now actually Alex has some family members sick. We couldn't get together. Wouldn't work. James could not hold it down without us. So
Yeah.
it would have been
Well,
Right. I would have put out one episode and we're like, shit, I guess I don't need I don't guess they need me. Shit.
right.
I just like
Right.
how whenever we don't
Yeah.
do an episode, it's not like, hey, what happened? Where are you guys? Like, where the hell's the episode? Like,
yeah, never worry. It's like,
Yeah.
But speaking of Greg, we did actually get a message from him, a nice one about 4th of July. You want me to play that real quick?
Nice. Hey, who's this from?
Our buddy Greg, the one that did the binge listening.
Oh, for our call-in list? For our call-in list?
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay, nice. Okay.
Hey guys, this is Greg. Happy 4th of July, everybody. And I forgot almost a couple days. It's been a while. Hey, Jan, you're a bitch.
Okay.
Happy 4th, Greg. That was beautiful.
Okay, I see what's happening here. This is not going to be a theme, guys.
We're going to have a whole intro for this thing. Like,
Yeah.
There might be a T-shirt.
Well,
Working on that.
listen. I'm all about growth, and I want us to succeed like nobody else out there, right? And I got a great sense of humor.
Hey,
Just
if I didn't think you could take it,
don't push
I'd
me,
still play it.
Greg.
Don't push me.
I'm just kidding. No, it's good, man. I love that. Hell yeah.
All right, 4th of July, y'all guys do a little grilling, a little chilling.
We did.
I think I must have had like 3 or 4 tri-tips just this weekend.
Nice, dude. Tri-tipped out. Yeah, we hung out, did a little grilling. It was just a long weekend, right? I mean, the Saturday, Sunday off, Monday holiday. Our company's actually closed yesterday, so much of the time to recoup and do some little light repairs around the house. I had a great weekend. It was just a fun weekend all around. So,
Yeah.
What about you guys? Anything
Yeah.
special jump off the old plate there for you, James?
I mean, I cooked a brisket. I had shout out to Laura's cousin Jared. He brought his family down to visit with us for the 4th of July. We went over to Laura's brother's
Bennett's.
house, Bennett's.
Bennett's house?
Spent the day there, chilling in the pool.
Yep.
I broke in his new Weber. Like, he hadn't even had a chance to cook on it. So I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
'Cause he wasn't even home either.
He wasn't even, he was in
Mexico.
Mexico somewhere. Yeah. I know. I
Living
know
his
he's
best life.
He's probably listening now, or he'll listen to whatever.
Yeah.
He told Laura, it's like he's going to binge listen flying up there, and whatever time he gets off or whatever, he's like, I'm going to listen to some of the episodes.
Nice.
Tell James. So,
Well,
shout out to Bennett.
I bet Bennett had a great time in Mexico.
Yeah, he said it was just all work.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what
That's
they
weird.
always say.
Yep.
They always
All
say.
I would
work
say
and-
that too if I was expensing my trip.
Yeah. All work and no play. And where was it, Playa? Yeah, it's hard to get any fun in Playa, right?
Right.
No.
Ah,
Sounds brutal.
crazy.
Cooked another brisket. Jared, when he came down, as one of his little requests, he's like, "Man, I listen to the podcast. I hear you guys talking about it all the time. I got to try your brisket." So pulled it out. Did not disappoint. I thought it came out really, really good.
Nice.
He's got a pretty large family, and I guess he'd been talking the brisket up. Whatever. It's like boom. As soon as it got out there, I was like, "Everybody, kids, gather around!" Like
Clark.
just
Clark
here it
moment?
is, like just boom, just plates of brisket. Here, try the brisket, try it. And honestly, everybody went nuts over it. They just like left and right, just like shouted out. It's like 15-pound brisket. I think there was a little bit enough left over for him to take home. But yeah, all in all, awesome
Nice.
weekend.
Very cool. Yeah, I got to meet. I met him before. I've seen him before. We were at the Frio together, but
Yeah.
I met his significant other, And
Yeah, Jennifer, she's from England.
yeah, the UK.
yeah.
And when she said something, at the first I was like, okay, she's not from here. I don't know where she's from. I don't know what she just said. That was a different language.
She doesn't speak English.
Yep. And then I was like, oh, maybe that is English. I had to think. She had to say something. She said something different or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. Once I could just dial it in, I was like, okay, I know what you're saying now. But I was not
You're so
expecting I was expecting the accent, right? So I mean, I know I've got an accent, right? And I get it. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
cheers to America. Happy birthday, America.
Yep.
Well, I went to my folks' place and brought a tri-tip, sausage, boudin, that whole 9 yards. And I think the tri-tip ended up being the best tri-tip I ever cooked. And I did it with a little mayo binder and then salt and pepper and then grabbed the brisket rub. And I don't know, it just was cooked perfectly and everything. But I feel like when it was cooking, a lot of that seasoning kind of came off, even though I was like really light with that mayo binder. But thankfully I had like the tin foil kind of capture all the juice and everything in there. So after I sliced it, I just kind of poured that back on top and I kind of put the seasoning back on it again.
Making me so hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I love that.
And then
man.
we did one at your place.
Yeah, we did a tri-tip at my place too. You came over on the 4th, and kids played outside on the water slide and all that crap. And
For 5 hours straight.
yeah, I don't know how they did that. Played a little bocce ball, but yeah, we did a tri-tip too. Came out amazing. Jan was over this weekend too. We did some wings that were pretty okay.
I like the wings. I thought the wings were phenomenal.
Flavor was great. I did not dry them very well before I seasoned them, so I think they just wouldn't crisp up. You know what I mean? Like they were wet. Huge fail on my part. I mean, they were all right. They still
little
ate
baking
them.
powder next time.
Yeah, I actually did. I did some baking powder because I realized after
Yeah.
I was like halfway through seasoning, I was like, shit, these are not going to crisp up. But we also did some pig shots, and that video should already be up if you're listening to this. And those came out fire, I think. Those were really good.
They're really good with that candied. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anymore. You'll be able to see the video for yourself.
Yeah.
But they
I
were
will say we
phenomenal.
used some products from Grill Your Ass Off. They sent us some stuff, and the flavors were good.
They were really good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did we put on our tri-tip that we did at your place?
Yep, we did the Heath Riles, and I think
Yeah,
it was the
that's right.
garlic butter
Mhm.
rub.
Yep,
It was
that's right.
legit.
Yeah, because that tri-tip that John brought, that was a burgundy pre-marinated tri-tip. I've never had one of those before, so totally different. It was more like kind of like a roast kind of flavor, but still came out great.
It was really good. And I know we got a guest coming up here pretty quick, Chris Lilly. But before we do that, should we slide into the hot off the grill barbecue news? And we got a little bit going on. So the Kansas City Barbecue Society CEO, Emily Detwiler, she's been in there for 3 years. She just is stepping down, I guess, at the end of this month. So I guess that's some big news because it hadn't even really hit the paper yet, but heard about that today. I got another little teaser for you, and this is not yet verified. Not even sure I'm supposed to really say it, but Dallas may or may not be on the verge of like a huge barbecue festival, much like the last one we talked about a couple weeks ago up in
Colorado.
yeah. Can't really say anything else about it yet, but we'll keep you posted. And if that happens, we'll probably try to make our way to that one because that's not that far away.
No, we're going to be selling stuff, just selling
Right.
seasonings and food. And are we in podcasting?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I really don't
I was
have
like,
any other information on
You
that
want to
yet.
put us to work? Or?
But yeah, a little teaser.
did this
I
come
guess.
from?
This is from Kel Phelps, which is our sponsor of the segment, Barbecue News Magazine and the NBBQA.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is there is a new barbecue show. There's actually a few of them, but the one I got the most information on is called Barbecue USA. It's going to be on Food Network, and it is releasing July 11th, which may actually be the day this episode comes out. So if you're listening to this and it's July 11th, this show comes out then. And it looks to me, it's hosted by Michael Simon. Let me read the little clip that I saw about it. It's the most competitive game in food, barbecue. Chef and restaurateur Michael Simon heads to the biggest competitions across America to showcase the talented pitmasters, the diehard devotees, and, of course, the most mouthwatering queue around. And to me, it looked like it's going to be kind of like the episode 1 of Pitmasters, which to me was, the season 1.
Yeah.
To me was the best season of Pitmasters. So it looks cool.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of television. I don't watch a lot of food television
Yeah.
either, but I will watch this.
Yeah.
When is
Awesome.
our episode? When is our episode?
Around the
Yeah,
11th.
yeah, sure, it's right around then. Somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Season 3, episode 9. Yeah.
9R
Right.
6er.
Yeah. And as John had alluded to earlier, just go ahead and throw out another teaser here. We got Chris Lilly from Big Bob Gibson Barbecue coming up here. we're super stoked. We're excited to have this interview with this guy, Chris. He has won more barbecue championships than, anybody out there. We're talking the American Royale. We're talking the Memphis in May. Not to mention the Big Bob Gibson barbecue restaurant chain that's in Alabama. The guy has forgot more about barbecue than probably a lot of us have ever learned. So super excited to pick his brain and talk a little barbecue and whatever else comes up.
Heck yeah.
And his secrets.
What is in the damn white sauce?
That's right. We're going to get... I think he released that recipe already.
Well, did he?
Yeah.
I know you can buy bottles of it, but I want to know,
Yeah, Alabama white sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the originator. And we may not even ask any barbecue questions whatsoever. Just like, hey...
that's weird.
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
Good having you on. Take care.
Yeah.
So...
All right. Well, I'm going to fire up the old laptop box, and we'll get them on here.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Yeah, we're good.
Hey guys.
Hey, there he is.
Now, Chris, I know that you're an avid listener to the Grabbing the Brisket show since we talk nothing but barbecue 24/7, and we also talk a lot of current events and I can say bullshit. That's fine.
Yeah, it's our show. We can say whatever we want.
But I was going to say, feel free to grab a cold one, and we do drink on this. This is a barbecue and beer podcast, though.
Well, where do you think I learn all my skill? I listen to Grabbing the Brisket.
Right. I love it.
Already beat you to it, but I'm actually drinking old fashioned right now.
Nice. Well, can I say first and foremost, hey, thank you for joining the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. And to all the listeners, we welcome in Chris Lilly with Big Bob Gibson Barbecue. And I can go in a long list, and I have a long list of, I got a sheet of paper in front of me that's all the accolades that Chris and his team and his family has stacked up over the years. It's amazing. So we're fortunate, and we're thankful to be able to sit there and talk a little shit with you and talk a little barbecue.
Love it, guys. Appreciate the invitation on the show, and fire those questions at me.
Nice. I love that. So I will say this. I mean, I knew this, right? Because we talked about this in the past and whatever else. But can I say inventor of the Alabama white sauce? Is that right?
That is not right.
Oh, it's not right.
It is not right.
Perfecter.
It is not right.
Perfected it.
So I started working for Big Bob Gibson Barbecue back in '91. It just so happens Big Bob was my wife's great-grandfather who started the restaurant in 1925. Okay. So you've got to give that accolade to Big Bob Gibson himself. His barbecue white sauce was one of his original sauces.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Well, I did not. So I've got a sheet of paper in front of me, and I guess we got to start crossing out because James... Maybe.
Well, I think if you read the paper, Jan, it says Big Bob Gibson, creator of Alabama white sauce. So
pull it together, Jan.
I'm sorry. I just. You actually read the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. There we are. I apologize. Yeah. So, Chris, if you wouldn't mind, if you kind of take us back to the beginning of kind of how this whole roller coaster really started for you. I mean, we all know that you're world champions and you've competed in some of the biggest competitions around the world and have won, right? So you've been really successful in barbecue. It really is your life, family life, right? But yeah, if you could just kind of take us back to the very beginning.
Yeah, so we talked about it a touch. It's my wife's great-grandfather started the business. I graduated with a degree in marketing and finance. Barbecue was definitely not on the radar, although I did love to cook. I still have great memories of my dad cooking on the charcoal grill in the backyard, but barbecue was definitely not my thing until I met my wife. So I moved to Franklin, Tennessee out of college. Her father wanted her a little bit closer to home. It was more about her than it was about me. So he invited us back to Decatur to ask me if I wanted to learn the business, open up another restaurant, and do barbecue. So best move I ever made in my life was to say yes. That was in '91. Learned the business from the back up. My favorite place still to this day is in the pit room at Big Bob Gibson Barbecue. It's where I learned to cook. That's where I still enjoy most today. But I guess I started doing competitions in '97. We had a great story. You think about it. Back then it was just decades and decades and generation after generation of barbecue knowledge that was passed down. So learned a lot. I felt Big Bob Gibson had the best barbecue in the country, but I thought it was my job to sort of spread the word, and I did that through competitions. Was successful winning some competitions, winning some big competitions, and it gave me the platform to spread the word about Big Bob Gibson barbecue and tell people what we're doing down here in Decatur.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's hard for me to even imagine, because when I think about you, I think about like, this is like the Mount Rushmore barbecue guys. Like, this guy is one of the big ones, and it's hard to think about. In 1991, however old you were, walking into this pit room for the first time. Like, what do I do now? Like, it was just crazy to think about. That's where it started, right?
And well, not even that, but if you think about, learning the ground up for the restaurant business is way different than trying to learn, competition. I mean, obviously you learn how to cook and how to prepare and how to prep and all that through the restaurant. But the competition side is just a lot different flavor profiles, I think, nowadays, especially than you have in traditional barbecue. So that is, to me, that is a huge leap to be really successful in both atmospheres, right? I mean, and then Big Bob Gibson, the restaurant itself, that originated in the 20s,
1925.
1925. Okay,
That's it.
Yeah, so I knew I saw. So I mean, that's generations of just pit masters, just like you touched on earlier, was just being handed down to you, which I cannot think of. I mean, to me, to be honest with you, I couldn't think of a better place. Like, if you want to get into barbecue, maybe that's what you should do. Go and hustle and go learn. Maybe the ropes and inside of a pit room or inside of a barbecue restaurant, and then move out of that and go into whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm spitballing here, but
getting ideas.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, man. I mean,
quit your job.
There's no better trade than or type of work and learning a trade or learning by actually out there performing and doing or whatever else. But yeah, I mean. To make that jump into the competition side, was you all just kind of like, let's test the waters? Because some restaurants don't want to test the waters. They don't want to muddy up the water when it comes to their competition barbecue versus what their restaurant does, right? Nobody wants to get a 10th place or a 100th place in chicken when they're serving chicken every day out of their, you know what I mean?
No, it's a great point, without a doubt. So I did my first competition not out of my desire to compete or anything like that. We had just got a portable barbecue rig, and we've got a lot of industry around Decatur, and I wanted to appeal to that industry and let everybody know, hey, we can now do company picnics, we can cook on site, we can do huge parties. So I did a contest in Huntsville, really to just let people know that we had that capability. It was for advertisement, basically. And we lucked up and did pretty well. And it's a little addicting, doing contests. If you do well in one, sort of like playing golf. You always, remember that last best shot. And, you do pretty good, and it makes you want to play again. Same way with competition. We did decent. And our second competition, we qualified. Back then, if you won a contest, you got a automatic to cook the Memphis in May World Barbecue Championship. In our second contest, we won that automatic to Memphis in May, which was just absolutely huge for somebody that as green as I was to get that invite to Memphis.
No, without a doubt. That's
can't imagine.
I'll also admit that without a doubt, barbecue. Cooking in the restaurant is totally different than cooking in competition, but it really wasn't back then. Back then, competitions were still very pure. It was, the meat cook on the pit. You pull it off, you put it in a box, or you pull it off and feed the judges in front of you, depending on what contest. And it was still barbecue in its purest form. Pull it off. Pull it, put it in the box, or cut it, put it in the box, and let the judges taste. now it's a little bit different, and there's all kind of techniques and tricks you can do before you put the meat on. It's when it comes off the pit, it's not finished. That's just the start of barbecue competition now, because you've got post rubs and post sauces and things, and you can always manipulate to the last second before you put it in the box. And that sort of, it's changed over the years. Competition barbecue, when I first started doing it, to now. I probably preferred it back then, but I still do competitions to the day. I love traveling around and seeing my friends at the competitions, hanging out with them, cooking side by side. If we win, if we do a good job, fantastic. But if not, I still had a good time.
Let me ask you a question, because you do talk about kind of like the early days in barbecue, and I got into barbecue maybe right at 99 or so, 98, 99 is when my very first cook-off that I'd ever been in, and I've seen it from there to now. But the flavor profiles, I mean, you hit the nail on the head right there. There's so much more going into to trying to present 7 slices of brisket nowadays than there ever was in the past. And I don't know, like I am I have a hard time. I guess I'm almost a purist a little bit, 'cause I have a hard time conforming to the new stuff, right? And there's certain things I still kind of have a hard time with. One is like saucing the brisket before, while I've never sauced a brisket historically, at home or anything else. I just don't do it. Now, if you want to add barbecue sauce to it later, that's on you. But I don't sauce the whole thing. But that's a very common practice now in competition barbecue, that they have a glaze, they have something that but you are right. Down to the very last minute, there's people that have a finishing dust that they're going to sprinkle, onto the brisket and then close the box up and run, right? And you're like, it's so. I don't remember it being this technical, I guess. And I'm not sure if it makes a big difference, to be honest with you.
You're right. You're right. It is just sort of progressed through the years. One team would start doing a little trick, and the next team would try to catch up with them or pass them, and you'd hear, somebody's doing this and winning, and everybody gravitates toward that. Somebody's using this product. So it's a lot about chasing the guys in the lead. I guess one thing that I try not to do and never did was chase those guys. I tried to sort of find my own way, find my own groove, and stay in that groove. Yes, I know what you mean about being a barbecue purist and hate to do a lot of stuff that's done to meat today, but I do this. I have the same problems. And I'm hesitant about doing some of the things that are out there that people are doing to their competition barbecue. But, gosh, it's, when it comes down to it, you put it in front of the judge, and the judges pick what they think's the best. So you got to do what you think is going to appeal to the judges. I'm not cooking for myself, and I always have to remind myself that. I'm not cooking for myself. I'm cooking for the judges, and this is what I think the judges will like. Mm-hmm. I've made mistakes, too. I've learned pretty quick. Problem with me is I don't do enough contests to really get a running tally of whether the judges, really like it, or did I just land on a bad table. So I play a guessing game with myself on that, because a lot of teams that cook, 25, 30 contests a year, you'd go through 4 contests and you do not place in chicken, you got to change your chicken. Well, I cook 1 KCBS contest a year, the American Royal. If I do bad in chicken, well, is it just a bad table, or do I need to change my chicken? So
right.
It's a guessing game on my part.
Yeah, and I think you're right about people chasing the winners, because it seems to me now that a lot of people's barbecue just ends up kind of tasting very similar, because everybody's trying to copy what everybody else is doing, and you kind of lose that whole thing of everybody kind of having their own little flavor profile or techniques on it. So I don't know if you've been experiencing that too.
Well, I've actually the years that I do not cook Jack Daniels, And the only way I get in Jack Daniels now, because I don't run the circuit, is win the American Royal or win Memphis in May and get an automatic to Jack Daniels. But I've judged it, the last several years, and it's very, very interesting how similar everything is. But really, what stands out to me, if somebody takes a different tangent and goes a little bit different path in their turn in, it really stands out among all of the others that taste the same. So that's what I would encourage teams to find their own way. You don't have to do exactly what everybody else is doing. It's not about catching up with them. It's about finding your own style.
That's interesting because what the NBBQA, who were the judges we talked to there for KCBS? And they basically said the exact same thing. They were talking about how things are so similar, and sometimes all you have to do is have something just a little different just to break it up, and you're kind of getting like bonus points just for that.
I'm like right now, Chris. Right now, I'm just saying I feel like y'all are in my head a little bit. I've been saying this for years. See, I'm the guy that's always on your shoulder. Like we're working. We have a tried and true method, but when it doesn't do so well for a few times, you start to second guess yourself. You start just tweaking. You start moving around, and obviously keep a book if you're making changes. Make sure that you're putting those things down on paper to capture that moment, but at the same time, I've fallen victim to like saying, scrap it. Let's just change the whole thing, right? And then it's moments when I say that when we hit second Brisket out of 161 teams, then I'm like, okay, maybe I should just relax a little bit, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. But I have been saying this for years. It's okay to go against the grain a little bit, but I have a hard time actually saucing. I have a hard time saucing the brisket. I don't know. It just
You keep saying
it pains me to do that. I just and now people are cooking just the flats only, right? They're not cooking much of the point at all. If they do cut it, they might get just a little bit of it or something at the bottom side of it. But they're cooking the flat only, and they're concentrating on this one portion of the meat versus cooking the whole packer together, right? Which I think for historically, a lot of people have done that. And shaved it all down to the same size and same ratio or whatever. But I'm seeing a lot of drum smokers out there. I think drums are just so easy to smoke on or easy to cook on. I'm seeing a lot of those. Not easy, just less maintaining, right? Once you get it going, get it started and running, they just tend to run a little bit, right? So are you seeing anything out there that's kind of caught in your eye, like everybody's kind of doing it all or no?
No, you brought up several things there. One is saucing your brisket. You think about why people are saucing the brisket. They're putting so much salty injection and salty dry rub and everything. At the end, they almost have to sauce it to counter all the salt content. It's almost got to be sauced to be palatable. For the judges. So yes, when I'm eating a brisket sandwich or if I'm cooking a brisket for myself in my backyard, sauce doesn't go near it at all. When I'm cooking brisket at all, I'll serve sauce on the side for people who like it. But in competition, I'll always have a little sauce there just in case. Again, for last minute tweaks or anything like that. Because sometimes. Your jus, your drippings are a little bit too salty. And if you want to dip your flat back in it, you almost have to mix a little sauce in there to keep it, to tame the salt content down. So I'm like you. I don't use a lot of sauce, but I have it there just in case, even if I use it in a minute amount. I probably inject a little bit less in my brisket, especially some of the injections that are on the market out there. There's some out there that taste a little fake to me. Artificial is probably the right word. Like artificial beef flavor.
Yep.
That I can pick out instantly. And I've got to think that the judges can pick that out too. So I'm a little bit less on the heavy injection that a lot of people are doing out there. But that's just my style. I'm not going to knock anybody for it. It's just my style. It goes with my flavor profile. Drum smokers are great. So I I don't cook on a drum smoker, but I cook on a little 3-rack rotisserie Jedmaster. Very similar in that the firebox is directly, or the fire is directly below the meat. I think the advantage of the drums is you're actually rendering into the coals, and you're getting a sort of a charred moisture, sort of a backyard barbecue flavor, that sort of authentic char that you get that you just can't get cooking totally indirect.
Yep.
And where a lot of the teams are really getting great flavor, flavor scores is, a judge will have that rib or have that chicken and almost get that sort of charred, charcoal-y backyard flavor that you're cooking directly over coals. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one advantage. And like you said, they hold a mean temperature. I'm not a drum smoker, but I can see the advantage in using drums.
Yeah, I mean, there's different methods where, I mean, at one time, we were even pulling our brisket off. It's already rested, it's already been whatever, but there was a certain point where we would take and sear, like get a grill going and sear one side of it. Remember that? Trying to sear off, and then it goes so hot that when nobody... the meat stuck, and then we had to take a spatula. There were so many things we had to do to get this thing.
God.
But when we did it, we actually
we did pretty good at that one.
We grand championed.
Yeah,
that was in Brazoria County. We reserve grand champion. We one of those.
Yeah,
there
we did well out there for sure.
Yeah, and
I think you're right. It gives it that. It's just a familiar barbecue flavor that you get with that.
There was some, but after that one time, I was like, okay, nobody ever do that again because it was so volatile. Like you felt like you were going to split a brisket in half by trying to get it up.
Yeah. All it takes is like 30 seconds. Leave that lid open for 30 seconds. And it'll melt a probe for sure, 100%.
right. So you know,
we've been there.
Yeah, we all been there. I was going to ask you. I mean, not to beat this subject to death, but I was like, and maybe we've already seen that kind of crescendo a little bit with the amount of flavor that people are just putting into these meats. Maybe we are seeing a little bit of a take back a little bit where you're like, okay, this is just too much.
You're putting way too much.
You're putting way too much injection. You're putting way too much seasonings. We're getting away from I'm not trying to be that purist or that I'm from Texas, I just do nothing but salt and pepper. But you're getting away from just that traditional barbecue flavor. Because it is different. Like you go to some of these competitions and you try it, and I try my own, and I'm like, it's just a little bit different. Like it's just
like meat's supposed to have a flavor besides whatever you're pumping into it.
Correct.
There's an actual flavor. Okay.
Everyone's so focused on the whole. It's one bite. You got to put every amount of flavor you can into that one bite.
Right. And you know what? For all intents and purposes, it's so true. It is only one bite, but like. I don't know. I'm just at a point now. I'm like, do you really have to put the finishing dust on there? Did the finishing dust really do anything? Did you really get a lucky table? Did you get we have a cicada problem right now too, Chris. I didn't want to lie to you, but you probably hear it go off in the background. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know. Like when is enough kind of thing? Because back in the day, I remember my very first competition. I used 5 different seasonings, all very lightly, and it was just a very simple little rub. That was it. 5 different. Most of them had no salt. A couple of them had salt, and that was it. And there was no like. I don't know. It seems barbecue is just like it's so like I feel like I'm going all over the place a little bit. Once the barbecue shows happened, like what was it? Not Netflix. What was the barbecue pitmaster?
Yeah, barbecue pitmaster.
Right. So once that kicked off, once it gained, because that type of it shone such a big light on barbecue, and not to mention, I think it's drove the price up to where, which is really aggravating, right? Because I like getting meat at a reasonable price, and now I feel like we're paying an arm and a leg for every single thing we're getting. This is pre-COVID, by the way. I'm talking about I'm still talking about the prices then, right? Because I know that now things have skyrocketed because you've got just the price of everything's up, right? But still, I think that shone a big light on barbecue, and And now we're eating more tri-tip here in Texas than we ever have. You know, we're eating more pork here in Texas than we probably ever have. I mean, everything's gone up. Everything's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. At the restaurant, I see that every day. You're right. And, you talk about different dry rubs and things like that. And when you say the post or the finishing dust and things like that, keep in mind that's the third or fourth different dry rub that they're putting on the brisket.
Right. After it's already been
that
done.
goes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that goes back to chasing. You hear one thing that's working, you hear another thing that's working, and it's just I'll use a little of this, a little of this. This will be my first rub, this will be my second rub. Just trying to find that secret combination to be consistent. And you can't fault people for that. But I tend to keep things a little more simple when I'm doing even competitions. I'll explore everything, and I'll try just about anything. But I tend to feel like I'm doing my best when I really do something a little less complicated.
No, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, I let me switch gears a little bit. I always have like kind of an icebreaker question, but I feel like we've already broke the ice a little bit.
It's shattered.
Yeah. Chris, let me ask you a question. First concert, any notable thing that jumps out there, or who'd you go see?
First concert was actually ZZ Top, if you can believe that.
Oh,
Back
awesome.
in probably in 82, maybe 82, 83, right in there. Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably my first concert.
That is a cool first concert for sure.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun concert. But yeah, that's first. How about you?
Man, dude, my first concert? Ooh, that's a tough one. It would definitely have to be at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I think. No?
Where you volunteer?
No. So we visited Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
As a kid?
So we got to see
Shouldn't say that one.
right, Mo Bandy. I think probably was the first concert we ever went to. I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right.
Yeah. But that was as a kid. Grown up adult, man, John Michael Montgomery. I think it was one of the first ones I ever went to.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not as cool as ZZ Top.
No.
It's not
And
at
you
all.
mentioned the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Show. Talk about a contest. I've cooked that one time. That's the toughest contest to get in. Is that one?
They don't play around. Yeah, it's like they have like a 20-year waiting list right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually had to go back then, and they only did it a couple years. I had to go to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica to cook a contest that had an automatic to Houston, and won that and got my automatic to Houston.
Oh wow,
That's what we need to do.
That's the way to do it.
All
though.
right.
They don't do
Are,
that
Jamaica.
are they
Yeah.
still having that competition?
Right.
right.
They aren't, but it was fantastic in that you went down there with just seasoning. They opened up the back of a truck and said, "Okay, everybody, come up." They issued you 2 slabs of ribs. You could hold the ribs up and see light through them.
Oh, nice.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They issued you 1 pork butt. They called it a pork butt, but it was like part of the neck, part of the butt, and a couple of rib bones. Is interesting. And 2 snapper and 2 chickens, and they gave you 2 55-gallon barrel cut in half to cook, and then they said go, and did blind turn-ins with those 4 categories.
Holy smoke.
Sounds awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess
It
everybody's
was
kind of
awesome.
starting on the same playing field.
Oh,
That's what's
yeah.
kind of
That
cool
was
about that.
great. It was. I so enjoyed that contest.
The crazy part to me is that you can't go to any competition and just be like, "Hey, I'm Chris Lilly. I want to cook here," and they'd be like, "Okay." Like that's what I would think would happen.
Right.
Hey, not only that, as I went to Houston, back then when you went to Houston, you could only cook 1 category, unless you had, a big spot. You go to Houston, you pick between ribs and chicken and brisket, and you only cooked 1. You didn't cook all 3. I picked ribs. We won ribs, got reserve grand champion, and I did not get to go back the next year.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So now they've changed it up. Now back in the day, you could win with ribs or win with chicken,
Yes.
or whatever it is.
Yes.
But now they actually have the competition, right? You have to cook all three. You're getting points like any other competition. But that, as crazy as that sounds, they actually just changed that not too long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, like several years ago.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it wasn't. That's not too long. I mean, considering we've been cooking that way for a long time already.
Yeah.
If
you had 4 spots, then you can turn in 4 different meats if you wanted to, or you can turn in 4 of the same meats.
Yeah, but you have like places like Shell or back in the day, they have these big booths that they can afford.
Right.
The 4 spots. I mean, 4 spots at Houston, it's not cheap to party like that, and it's so intricate now. How long has it been since have you come and just witnessed the whole thing, or and not cooked at all, or no?
That was the first and only time I went, but I witnessed everything because I hauled everything that I needed to cook in the back of a pickup truck. I did a 110 by 10 tent, one back, the little Jedmaster 3-rack rotisserie backyard pit, and a plastic fence to keep people from cutting through. That's all I had. And so I spent the entire weekend collecting wristbands and IDs to get in all the parties. So, I spent some time in every party.
Yeah.
Every get into, and had a blast. It was such a great event, great contest. I would love to go back and cook that one.
Yeah, it's a party for sure. So we've talked a lot about how much you've won at all the different contests. Do you have a fail story, competition related or otherwise, that you could share with our listeners?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, of course, absolutely. So the first contest I went to, the one when we didn't know anything about cooking in competition or anything, it was the Memphis and May circuit. And there's 3 categories. There's whole hog, whole shoulder, and ribs. So we signed up for it, and that was the one we were just trying to get the word out. We had the cooker. And my father-in-law says, look, Chris, it's the same amount of money, and you can enter all 3 categories. You don't, it's not extra for every category. So he signed me up for all 3. And we really didn't know what competition could. Anyway, I did the entire contest myself, including cooking a whole hog and whole shoulders for the judges and ribs and everything. Did the presentation and everything. And the hog didn't quite make it. So you go to time to judge with a whole hog that is raw.
Yeah, right.
And I say raw. There were parts of the hog that I could fill up a blind box and serve to the judges, but I sure couldn't bust it open.
Right. Oh man.
That's rough.
Yeah. I mean, it's that. Can you imagine having that at the judges and they know that it's, I don't know if they know that they're not or whatever else, but see how far, First of all, that's a barbecue win because you actually turned everything in. I would have like, well, guess we're not cooking a hog, and just moved on down the line, right? So the fact that you got it done, in my opinion, that's a barbecue win. Let's be honest.
Oh gosh, it's like the outside is done pretty well. Seasoned up, good bark and everything. You just can't go too deep in the hog.
Oh yeah, it's like one of those Brazilian steakhouses, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, just shave a little bit. No, we'll be back. We're gonna put it back on the fire. There it is.
Yeah, taste this bark one more time.
Yeah. Remember it. There, I love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so I know we're running a little bit late, but I got one last question for you, Chris. If you don't mind, share a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of wisdom. I know we got a lot of new up-and-coming pit masters / competitors. Any advice for them as far as what they need to look for or what they need to do to kind of elevate their game? And I'm not talking about rubs or processes, but just any advice that you can share to these people would be greatly appreciated.
You got it. And I could go a lot of different ways here because I've got people that are interested in, learning to be a pit master or working in restaurants. I've got people who do competitions and people just want to get better in their backyard. So let's talk about several in your backyard. you want to get the cooker control, fire control down. Learn how to cook barbecue before you learn all the ins and outs on injections and brines and dry rubs and sauces and things like that. Just cook a perfectly done piece of meat. Learn how to cook it first and maintain a steady temperature during your cook process. Don't worry if your temperature fluctuates to 275 or down to 200 or 250. You just pull it when it's done, okay? Learn how to pull it when it's done. A internal meat thermometer is great. Insta-read, any kind of instant read internal meat thermometer is fantastic, and it tells you exactly when to pull your stuff. As far as the restaurant business, there's so many great barbecue restaurants out there. If you're interested in that, go up and get a job. Find a pitmaster that you love. Find a place you want to, that you absolutely love, and you know, get in there, get a job, get busy. It's tough to find help nowadays. We're lucky to have a full crew at the restaurant, but a lot of people are looking for help, and you can learn how to barbecue pretty quick in that situation. As far as competitions go, there's so much information out there. There's cooking schools, there's cookbooks, there's all kind of recipes online. It was different back when I was, you know, when learning to barbecue. You almost had to do a hands-on and things. There was not a whole lot of information about barbecue out there for you. But right now you can get educated quick and turn from a backyard novice to a contest winner very, very quickly. I've seen teams that do that. So if you're going to cook competition, I'd also say go to a judging school. Okay, learn what the judges are looking for, what they're taught. That will give you the in on how to present your plates and what the judges are taught to look for in doing competitions. Also, go to competitions. Don't be bashful about asking teams for a sample after they turn things in. One of my best stories is it was my second competition, and I was cooking next to a gentleman named Pat Burke. He had a team called Tower Rock. Before that, he was with Apple City, Mike Mills and that crew that won Memphis several times. And he beat me in pork shoulder, and I came in second. And he invited me over to just taste his pork. And as soon as I tasted his pork, I knew I would never beat him unless I totally revamped what I was doing. And that one taste, I can honestly say, shifts sort of my tangent and where I needed to go. It gave me something to sort of strive for. And it made the turn in my competition cooking. One taste. That's all it took. So don't be bashful about asking people for a taste of their barbecue. I would say that 9 teams out of 10, if they have it, they'll definitely let you try it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a lot of great advice.
Oh, man, that's great. That is so good. And you're right. You're right. First of all, if you're into competition cooking, the number one thing you love is when you're sharing your barbecue with somebody and they're telling you, oh, my God, this is so good, right? First of all, my ego is big enough. When I start hearing that kind of stuff, it's hard for me to walk through a front door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but you are right. People will share, right? Especially if you're into competition. And, I'm not saying they're going to give you the tips, every tip and trick they have out there, but they might share. I mean, ask a pitmaster or somebody, in these competition cooking, ask them what their, a secret here, a secret there. People start drinking a little bit. They start giving out little nuggets. So.
That's
exactly, awesome. And a bottle of bourbon or a cold beer in hand, will open up a couple doors for you as well.
Yeah, right. That's the key to everything. Well, it's been awesome talking with you, Chris. But before we let you go, you want to maybe let the folks know where they can get a hold of you or at the restaurant, or how they can reach out to you.
Absolutely, I'm on most social media platforms at Chris Lilly BBQ. Same throughout Facebook, internet, and Twitter. We're Big Bob Gibson Barbecue, Decatur, Alabama, bigbobgibson.com. And, come see me at the restaurant if you're in North Alabama. And I'm on the road a lot this year, so hopefully I might see you where you are.
Heck yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Love it, man.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, sir.
Oh, enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for the invite. Let's do it again soon.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate it, Chris.
Good night.
Take care. Bye.
Big Bob Gibson's, man.
Yeah, Chris Lilly.
Yeah. That's
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool, isn't it?
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like he could have just done this all night.
Oh, for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
I could have done it all night.
So
too.
knowledgeable. I mean, I would love just to keep picking. I mean, hopefully we'll have him
We'll have
back
to do
on.
it again.
We'll just keep picking his
Yeah.
brain. He's going to give us everything.
We barely got past Brisket.
I know it. Think about all the other
I had
stuff we
so many
talked
more
about.
questions. Yeah. But
So,
yeah, that's awesome.
I just love that, John. I think I've counted at least like 5 or 6 that's awesomes tonight.
yeah, there is.
Let me throw a new one in. Kiss my ass, man. How's that? How's that for you?
That's awesome.
It's fine. We'll just get it, put it on the soundboard, John.
Yeah.
Just like-
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's funny because I think
Kiss my ass, man.
I talked to Matt, or not Matt, James about this a couple weeks ago and saying, I realized I say that's awesome a lot. And I forgot what I said that you say, but there's something that you say.
We all have that catchphrase.
Yeah. There's something.
I'm
Can't
not
dwell
gonna
in
say
it.
it.
Just say it.
I've been trying not to say it.
We can't dwell on it. Listen, we do have to keep moving here, guys. Hold on, time out. Big shout out to Chris Lilly. Thank you so much for coming on with us, brother. We appreciate you. Big Bob Gibson Barbecue.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Go check out the sauces, the line of sauces that they have out there. They have the Alabama white sauce that you can purchase along with 2 other different barbecue. There's one competition sauce and another barbecue sauce that you
Really?
should go check out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it out. I think it's Big Bob Gibson online or BigBobGibsonBarbecue.com.
Nice.
So,
We'll put a link in the description.
And there's a couple of cookbooks. Go check it out.
damn. I'm definitely getting a cookbook.
Well, with that, should we slide into the grab into brisket? Review. All right, now don't be taken aback by this, but Jan actually brought a beer tonight, so he gets
Yep.
to introduce what we're drinking.
It's not my first time bringing a beer. I don't know why we're.
Well, it's been 3 years.
we're
It's the
making a
first
big
time in
deal
like
about
2.5 years. That's fine.
But you're right. I did bring the Galveston Bay Brewing Seafoam, and it's just a picture of the beach, some sand, some water kind of coming up, or fixing to cascade over the Seafoam written in sand. I don't know. The back of this, it's not a bad looking can. I didn't mind it. I saw it kind of caught my eye a little bit. I was trying to think of something kind of refreshing, thinking about like, hey, it's hot outside. Give me a good tasting beer. On the back of this, said there's a perfect place for every beer, and no brew sites better with sand and sun than our Seafoam Cream Ale. It's a cream ale. So this classic American style has a unique flavor that is incredibly easy to drink. It's ideal companion when you're taking on some Gulf Coast waves or taking on a whole lot of nothing. So I could have done without reading that part. But no, it's a cool little can. It's local, Galveston Island. Right? We're out of Pearland, so I like to give some props. 5.2% alcohol by volume.
I love the can. I think the can looks cool. It's got the graining, like you said. It looks like a beach, and it's all it says Seafoam like written in the sand with somebody's finger or whatnot. But
Right.
I hate the name.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
kinda
name
weird.
Seafoam. It just sounds like it's going to be salty and gross.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it doesn't sound.
I
good.
like too how James poured his, and it looks like he just dipped his mug in Galveston.
It does.
Right.
Look,
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
it's
got a little-
creamy looking for sure.
Give me another Seafoam, sea bass.
Right. Right. Hey, it is what it is, guys.
That's
Are you?
great.
I mean, is it supposed to have a little bit of a salty taste to it, or is that just my mind playing tricks on me?
And it's your mind.
Is it? You're not getting that little
right.
bit of? I don't know. I just
Well,
taste
you use
that.
seawater for this, probably. I don't know. Reverse osmosis. Get
That's
the
just the ghetto boys going there.
But their slogan for this one is the perfect beer for having another. Is that true? Are y'all feeling that?
It's smooth.
I kind of like it. It does have it's like you said, it's smooth. It has a certain brightness to it. Does that make any sense?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a little. I don't know. It's got a
There's a floral, not floral. There's a
it's got a little pop. It's got a little
there's
something
a,
bright
there's a
to
citrus
it.
Yeah.
note.
Yeah,
it's
like
happening.
a little bit of lime, little bit.
Very
Yeah,
citrus.
it's subtle, but it's good.
But it does break it up a little bit, right?
Maybe I'm just not a fan of cream ales.
The can.
We usually rate cream ales pretty high. It is, but this is a different one. This is a cream ale that has, like you said, it has a little tropical vibe to it. Most cream ales are more vanillas or some other
Vanillas.
some other shit
Sometimes
like
they're
that.
vanillas.
Yeah, mostly they're vanillas. though.
Vanilla cream.
Yeah.
Orange cream.
This is different, right?
Yeah. It's like a
It's-
lime
it's
cream.
good. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's like a creamsicle.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I want James to go first.
Yeah.
I want James to
Well,
go
you know
Go
what?
James.
He's literally
Can-
frowning.
Can we let James go last after he drinks a couple a little bit? Because I feel like he's just
He's
got
got
a...
a frown
You
on
think
his
he's gonna?
face.
He's gonna.
Yeah, let's just let you stew about this a little bit, James, if you don't mind.
I'm not going to shit on this.
Okay, if you don't mind, just stew on this for a second. Matt, you want to go?
Sure. I'll give it a 6.4.
6.4. That's not a bad score.
It's like it's got a little bit of
Kind of middle
limeness
down the
to it.
middle of
but-
the road, but
That's saying good. 6.4 means it's good.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know if I like it says in the can that I'm gonna want another one right away after I have this, but 6.4.
I would
I don't
100% buy this again.
I would too. This beer is very refreshing.
I like this beer. It's refreshing, but it has like a nice creamy flavor to it. It's
I feel
different.
I feel like you're expecting a harshness to happen, and the fact that it's so smooth, you're like, I'll have another drink of this. This is really good.
It's the perfect beer for having another beer.
I didn't. Where did you read? Did you read that?
I just came in.
Okay, you should ask them about that. They
I'm gonna
might
go-
wanna coin that
8.5.
8.5.
Whoa.
I like
Eight
this
and a
one.
half.
God.
I really like this beer.
All right, 8.5. Let me look at this beer real quick. Let me look.
I don't know. There's just something that sits on the back of my tongue with this beer. I don't know. You're not getting that?
Maybe it's not the beer.
Maybe it's tongue, son.
Okay, let me think about that one.
Or maybe it's thrush.
Yeah.
Thrush.
Okay, that's hey, Matt's got
So
thrush.
weird.
Didn't want to say
What's
anything.
wrong with you?
Okay, I'm not going to go. You said 8.5.
That's what I said. I said 8.5.
It's a 7.4 for me.
Okay.
7.4. This is a good beer. I love this beer. I would buy this beer again. It's very refreshing. And on a hot day, like a really hot, this was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, James. I'm drinking 3 of these things. Fast.
Faster than the 7-ounce Miller
Yep.
Lights.
Yep.
Okay.
Those are big beers.
All right, James. What do you got?
I'm going to be short and sweet. I'm going to go with a solid 6.0.
I could have called that.
I think it's
literally
good.
could
I
have
know.
called that.
I did too.
Everybody knew he was going to give it a
Yeah,
6.
I think it's a good. It's okay. I won't buy it again.
Yeah.
You didn't buy it the first time.
It's tasty.
So,
Yeah. I'm pretty
We're
sure Greg and Ryan knew that he was going to say 6.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Well, I guess that wraps
you
it
won't
up.
have me buy it again.
I won't
take
have
it.
Jan buy it again.
All right.
Hold on, service up there again, John.
Yeah, I'll do that one more time. I guess that wraps up the crab and the brisket.
Beer review.
Well, I have a very short barbecue
really-
fail. Oh,
really
go ahead.
quick?
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask. I saw a TikTok today, and I was going to ask you guys. This lady had bought this $150 bottle of beer for her and her husband, and it was like, I can't remember the name of it. I think I favorited it, so I'll pull it up. So see if you guys wanted to go together and like maybe pull it and get one of these bottles here. It's like 33% alcohol.
That's not beer.
Right? No, it's beer. It's like 100. Yeah, it's beer.
Sounds awful.
It's like something
Do you guys want to?
How big is this bottle? Is it a
no,
keg?
I don't want to go in because didn't Martin
No,
House do like a 25% alcohol?
It probably comes
ABV?
in. It's nothing enough where we can all share. It's not something we all get each a beer. It comes in one giant bottle. It's all gold.
It's a
It
novelty.
sounds awful. I'm going to be honest. It's
like-
got to be some kind of a liquor,
It's like hot Kit Kat
barrel
You know what I mean?
aged,
I think it's-
hot shit.
Like if
No,
you
thank you.
if you see hot Kit Kat somewhere, you're like, I just gotta try. See what's so good about this, right?
You say Kit Kat?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Oh.
This is a novelty item. Like nobody's going to buy a hot Kit Kat, just like nobody wants to buy a 30-something%
Well, it was the
or $125.
most expensive beer ever.
I'd rather drink 30 beers and get there than buy the one beer
To get you there.
to get me there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The more we talk about it, the more
Makes-
I want to try it.
Was that makes sense?
Yeah.
Anywho, we were saying something about a fail of a different sort.
Yes, I have a short one here. But this is from, and let me know if I'm pronouncing this right, Jaren from the Netherlands.
It's a
Are you asking us if you're pronouncing it right?
I'm asking Jaren to correct me.
Let us know, Jaron.
or it's
Yeah.
Yaren,
It could be.
Could be.
Or Jerome.
or it could be Jaron. Jaron.
What do you say?
He said his fail is when he wrapped his ribs in aluminum foil and put it too close to the firebox on the offset smoker. It was my first time, so beginner mistake. And he's got a picture here, and
Sizzling.
his ribs looks like a piece of charcoal.
They sizzled.
So he must have had this thing really damn close to that firebox.
Did he say next to the firebox or next to the sun?
Because I think we can put the picture on here to link to this thing. But
Was there any tinfoil around your ribs after you pulled them?
Right.
what's crazy is it was wrapped in tinfoil and got that black. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he put sauce on it first and just
Right.
burned up or
No.
a little sugary or whatever. But
The
also,
aluminium just like melted.
It
into-
melted. Yeah.
I
It's
do
like-
need to call out Jaron here. I don't know if he meant to do this, but I saw in his picture when he was taking a picture, his feet are showing, and it looks like he has some flaming Crocs on. So
Shoes? Oh,
good,
I love
good
that.
call. Good shoes you got there, buddy.
He does have flaming Crocs on. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like almost like the flame that we have on our koozie, right? The black
Yes,
koozie, right?
yes,
Kinda-
yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That is a barbecue fail. That
Man,
is a
he looks
huge
like
fail.
and it looks like he cooked quite a few of them. So I would love to know how the ones that were on the other side of the smoker came out. So let us know.
It was
tell
just
you
one of
what,
those
yeah.
grading scales where it went from
Yeah,
like
right.
really
It's like,
awesome.
Well done to
Yeah, it's one of those posts with 5 pieces of bacon. How do you like your bacon?
Right.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you just had a whole rack of ribs, like so if you one side's really burnt, and then like the middle is like good, and the end is like pink,
Raw.
under, right,
Yeah.
underdone, all in one
Anyway.
rack.
If you want to see the picture, it's going to be on grabthebrisket.com. It will already be up when you're listening to this. So
There
go
it is.
over there, check it out.
and Jan, let him know what he won.
Sucklebusters, Sucklebusters. Everybody wants them Sucklebusters.
Okay, that's a new one. All right,
Yeah.
everybody's
Remix.
chiming in.
Hey, but look, I know that that's actually a big fail, and I've never actually cooked ribs that look like that. Never.
Lies.
But you want to show a redemption? Send us a picture of one of your redemption ribs. Yaron. What was his name?
Jerome.
Jaron. Yaron.
We're not sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I know we're getting real long on time here, but real quick before we go, can I share a question from a listener?
Yeah.
Do
And
it.
we'll try to respond
Yeah,
The best we
to
can.
said question.
Can I just throw in really quick? Anybody out there that wants to send us a voicemail and wants to make it onto the show, please hit up the hotline. That's 434-829-2299.
Exactly. That's 434 Jan's a bitch. No.
Fucking motherfucker. Okay.
I checked. That was already taken when we were picking the number.
Yeah.
So
Whatever.
You want to read that question we got?
sure. Okay, this is from Ashton at I hate being a Falcons fan. Which,
Damn it.
always.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
handle.
You got Matty Ice for years, brother. I bet you are hating to be a Falcon fan.
Ever since Michael Vick got
Yeah.
wrapped up in dogs.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, when Michael Vick was your guy, you were like, we're going. And you're like, these damn dogs got a hold of Michael, right? And then Matty Ice came in and took you to the Super Bowl.
Matty Ice is great.
And
Just
yeah, he
shut
is.
up.
And he just, they failed to
Brady?
run the ball.
Oh, I don't know. I just
And
know
Brady
they-
came back and like, didn't they have Marshawn? Who did they have as a running back? Not Marshawn.
No, it was
Seahawks failed. They fell with
Right.
Marshawn.
Right.
Whatever the case
Whatever.
may
Doesn't
be.
matter.
Wait, it doesn't matter.
carry on.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
Sorry,
hard
Ashton.
luck, man.
Right. Tune into our sports
Dallas.
podcast.
All right, he says, I have a Pit Boss smoker and use the Pit Boss pellets. I've had it for over 2 years, but I'm never satisfied with the amount of smokiness my food has. It seems much fainter than a traditional smoker, which I understand it won't be the same. I just would like a heavier smoke flavor. Thanks.
What's this guy's name?
Ashton.
Ashton. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to the store and you're going to get yourself a little bottle. It's called Mesquite.
No, we're not doing liquid smoke.
Okay? You're going to dump the liquid smoke
Don't
all
give him
over.
bad advice.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do
I mean,
that.
I'll say when I first cooked on a pellet smoker, I had the exact same problem. So, Ashton, I don't know how much experience you have, how much you've cooked on it yet, but when I first started going, I didn't know that you had to, like my one didn't have a smoke setting, but you were supposed to set it to the lowest setting, and that's where it would produce more smoke. So I would set it there and let it run for a while, like an hour, depending on what I'm cooking, and get that smoke flavor on there, then crank it up to the temperature you really want to cook it at and let it go.
That's right.
100%.
And- but it's
Because
not
the
something
higher
that-
temperature you go on that, it just the less
a
smoke
clean
that it
burn.
produces.
Yeah, you're just
so
getting
clean.
more heat.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
I'm not going to lie. It's not. I'm not trying to hate on pellets at all. But sometimes I go outside and like we're cooking on some pellets, and there's like the foulest smoke odor in the world just bellowing out of it. I'm like, what is this? But all it is just the smoke and like this juices sizzling. I don't know what it is. You would think it would smell good, but there's something there, right? But I will agree with you because you did this, John. You did on one of them. You did the smoke setting or the lowest smoke setting on a brisket, and you did like for hours, like
Oh, yeah.
6 hours.
A lot of times I'll do it overnight. Like I'll run it at like
The lowest setting.
200 or 185 overnight and then wrap it when I wake up in the morning because it's pretty much ready to be wrapped at that point. But really, like you said, if you run it lower, that's when the pellets are basically like smoldering. So you're getting so much more smoke flavor.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you can give it at least an hour or two at that, and then if you need to bump it up, I like doing it overnight because you people say you can't get a smoke ring on it, but if you do it like that, you're going to get a smoke ring. And there's no way. You're not getting the same smoke flavor you are on an offset. It's just it's a different animal, right?
Well, one is real wood, and the other one is fake pellet wood, right?
And I don't have any experience with these Pit Boss pellets, so I don't know what
think
those smell like.
I don't think
they
they make a big
but,
difference.
yeah.
As far as
It's
what
not going to make a
pellets.
difference.
Yeah.
It's,
And if
it's
you
not.
wanted to, you could always just throw in one of them little pellet tubes, I guess. I know a lot of people do that and they like it. But honestly, I think what Matt said is right. If you just run it lower, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, but that's a great point. The pellet tube will actually work, and it's going to billow out a lot more smoke. So you can actually add that to your chamber.
Those really just smolder.
That's all it's doing. You're just adding a lot of smoke to the chamber. But you are right again, John. I hate saying that. You can get a really authentic, almost as if you cooked on a offset smoker on a pellet grill by doing that. Mm-hmm. And it's notable. You're like, you know what? There's sometimes you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about.
Well,
so.
I'll throw in there just one suggestion. I mean, I don't know what if he has any, if Ashton has any other like grills that he has at his disposal. Maybe a Weber or maybe some other like offset or some type of like charcoal grill. But you could go in there with some lump charcoal. I'm just hypothetically, if you're doing a brisket or you're doing ribs, you could set up a offset type method where you have actual chunks of wood and just get some heat and smoke on that. Maybe an hour, and then transfer it over to the pellet and let it finish off.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And if the Pit Boss just ain't doing it for you, get yourself a Oklahoma Joe's Rider Deluxe because those things are bad mutton chip.
The 900 series. And for the love of God, please stay away from the liquid smoke.
Yeah, don't do it.
Right. I'm sorry, guys.
Speaking of pellet smokers, and in honor of Independence Day just passed, I saw an article or something today, and it was somebody who was taking black firecrackers and throwing it in the pellet box to their buddy, and they're like, this will give them the real Independence Day surprise next time they start smoking something.
Oh, my God. Send me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's buying somebody else a new Rider Deluxe series.
That's so
Hey,
fucked up.
speaking of that really quick, I know that the Rider is in and you've been using a little bit, but that Sear Method on the Rider Deluxe,
It's badass.
how easy is it?
You
Flip
pull
it,
the little handle.
and you already have flames shooting up.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. That thing was reading over 700 degrees.
This is a game changer in the barbecue world for this Oklahoma Joe Rider Deluxe. And you've cooked on it, and I know other people have cooked on it, and they're like, hands down, I need to go buy one of these, right? Mm-hmm. But that Sear Method, that is a game changer for steaks, for anything else you're trying to get to a high temperature.
I did the wings. I did low and slow, and then I kind of char them at the end.
Yep.
It worked phenomenal.
Really?
Phenomenal.
See, and I think Traeger has a Sear Method now.
No.
They don't.
Nope.
Ugh,
They have
Traeger. What are you doing?
They have like an induction thingy on the side burner or whatever, but they
Okay.
don't have anything like that. No.
Yeah.
They can't sear. I'm telling you right now, that it's a game changer for people that are trying to use these pellet grills and to get full, because you can do smash burgers now.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a whole lot of different things on this grill, and you're cooking at such a higher temperature when you're trying to do that this grill can do this off the same pellets by moving one little lever.
Yeah, if you're not tuned into our TikToks or Instagrams, we've got some videos coming of all those things he's saying.
So,
And a quick shout out. I know you already mentioned once, but let the people know where they can get a hold of us.
grabthebrisket.com, info@grabbingthebrisket.com, and yeah, that's it. On any of our social medias, you can reach it all through our website, grabthebrisket.com. Before we get out of here real quick,
Just
can I
Google.
just say happy anniversary to my wife? 20 years just passed.
Happy anniversary.
So kind of a big deal. She's put up with me for a long time. Love you, babe.
hey, love you, Denny.
You wish she listened.
She doesn't. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I'm going to tell her I did it anyway. Because
Yeah.
points here.
You've had to put up with her for a long time, too. So it's a 50-50.
Hey, what is he saying?
It's a
I don't
50-50
care
highway, right?
I don't care how hot she is. There's somebody out there tired of putting up with her shit.
Yeah, go check out Chicks That Smoke Spicy Rub.
There it is.
It's almost like that MASH theme just starts rolling in. We need a rollout theme. Hey guys, this is Grabbing the Brisket. It's been great talking barbecue with you guys.
Peace.
Later, guys.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebusters barbecue rubs and sauces, Bolner's Fiesta spices, CoolieNation custom koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, YETI Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue newsletter, and Dalstrong knives. We definitely appreciate your support.